From the British Museum to the Birmingham Botanical Gardens, many of us have turned traditional events attended in person and added a virtual element so everyone can take part. From in-person tours to live streams, from Teams to tea and talks, hybrid events have become even more popular since COVID-19. In 2021, the popular Kids in Museums Takeover Day moved from a site-based event to a hybrid one in its 11th year. Children and young people took over around 70 museums, galleries, archives and heritage sites, becoming tour guides, curators, delivering learning sessions and creating merchandise, both in person and online. Hybrid events are inclusive, accessible and a great way to reach people beyond your local area. And they allow people who feel less comfortable attending in person to join online. As a heritage organisation, there are lots of different hybrid events that you can host. From live drawing classes and book launches to museum tours and quizzes. There is almost always a way to make events virtual too. All you need is a way of broadcasting to audiences virtually. You could use Zoom or Microsoft Teams, or you can use social channels such as YouTube or Instagram Live. Just point your webcam or your phone in the right direction and off you go. Here we have 5 more tips on how to host a great hybrid event. The key to holding a good hybrid event is to know what your online audience wants to see. It could be a ghost story featuring a former owner of your historic house, or it could be the history of an object in your collection. Simply start as you would with any event, then ask yourself if this holds any value for an online audience. Does an artifact that they can't see pop on screen, for example? Think about the platforms that your audience are comfortable using too. Don't be afraid to ask your audience directly what they would prefer. That will help decide the best way to share. To keep you always on the right path, start by asking these 5 questions. Who is this event for? What information do we want to share during the event? What's the purpose of it? Will virtual audiences get anything out of this? And how do we ensure that both virtual and in-person attendees can get involved? The next thing to think about is logistics. How will your content be delivered? Planning is all about taking your ideas from the research stage and making them possible. If it's not possible to broadcast your event live, for example, maybe you can record it to allow audiences to access on demand. The simplest way could be to share a link to an unlisted YouTube video of the event if you want the content to be exclusive, or you could make it public to reach more people. The amount of time people concentrate online differs from how much they do so in person. A full-day event might cause Zoom fatigue for some, so break them down into smaller sessions, allowing them to jump in and out if needs be. Aim for sessions that only last around an hour. Make sure you plan for breaks and, depending on the type of event, networking opportunities. You can do these both physically and virtually. Video conferencing software such as Remo or Zoom have the option for breakout rooms, and you can assign people to them automatically or manually. Once the break is over, event hosts can broadcast to all attendees to bring them back to the main event, just as you would in a physical event, only with less free coffee. The next step is thinking properly about delivery. Think about what each audience is getting and try not to prioritise one over the other. Monitor the Zoom chat to ensure questions don't get missed if you'd like virtual attendees to join in. Make sure all your webinars and panels are recorded from a good vantage point, and remember, you don't have to share everything in real time. In fact, sharing content later down the line can allow you to edit and finesse it if needs be. You can turn the audio from the recordings into podcasts and use recap articles to cover the main points from speakers. In the lead up to the event, create a mini checklist, including all the tasks needed for the event and everyone who's responsible for them. Ensure you send links for people to join the event at regular intervals so that invites don't get lost in inboxes. Try sending reminders the day before and 15 minutes before for ease of access. Try to put people in place to direct attendees or help if technology fails. And then it's all about creating a buzz. Post on social media, create a snappy hashtag about the event, and encourage other people to join in. The hashtag will also help people find your content post-event. The more, the merrier. The next step is do it all over again. Follow up from each event by sending out emails afterwards to everyone who attended. Ask your audiences for specific feedback on what worked and what didn't. Review this and apply any lessons you learned for the next event. The key to holding a good hybrid event is to know what your online audience wants to see. Hang on, is anyone else getting déjà vu?